Welcome to the Spy Collection. Following yesterday's Tradecraft Sunday episode about improvised weapons for non-permissive environments, we'll have a look at this knife. This is a brand new item which you have probably come across as a CIA covert knife or something along those lines. This knife was designed and manufactured by US company Somertech in collaboration with Blackie Collins. Here is Somertech's official description of it. With the help of Blackie Collins, Somertech has updated the classic but decades-old CIA letter opener for the new millennium. This updated version is made from a GV3H, the high-tech composite from Switzerland made with 60% glass fibers. This completely non-metallic device provides superior plunging power as well as a hard edge. The scalloped serrated edge on one side gives additional opening power on fibrous materials. The built-in clip eliminates the need for a sheath since it can clip directly to a belt, pants, sock, etc. The contoured handle is comfortable to hold and has a thumb depression for a secure grip. There is a hole in the handle for attachment of a lanyard. The CIA covert cutter is completely non-metallic, non-magnetic and non-absorbent, making this a perfect item for EOD personnel. Total length 7.5 inches, color non-reflective black, made in Canada. Actually, if you own one of these, you can see Somertech's logo on each clip and the signature of Blackie Collins on each handle. Before we continue, who was Blackie Collins? We'll use a quote from the 2018 book The Edgemaker's Handbook, a comprehensive guide to choosing, using and maintaining fixed blade and folding knives. Written by Len McDougall, he says the following about Blackie Collins. Walter Wells, Blackie Collins, is one of the most innovative knife designers to ever become a legend. He made his name with a number of eye-catching and updated Bowie-designed fixed blades under the Smith & Wesson brand. He is best known for his folding knives, primarily assisted opening designs for Gerber, and for starting a trade magazine titled American Blade in 1973, which became Blade Magazine in 1994. Blackie Collins was taken from us in a motorcycle accident on July 20, 2011, at the age of 72. And in terms of the knife itself, it has a nice non-slippery grip, it's lightweight, small, it has both a normal and a serrated blade, and apparently it's not the sharpest option out there, but it's decently sharp considering its intended purpose and design. Why was it named after the CIA though? Did CIA use something like that at some point? According to Tactical Tavern Thomas, this is an age-old tool designed by the Central Intelligence Agency for undercover operatives to defend themselves. However, no references to this statement were provided by either Somertech or Tactical Tavern Thomas, so it's hard to verify that. We found a reference for it in the 2014 book, Knives 2015, The World's Greatest Knife Book by Joe Kerchman. In the chapter, Knives Hidden in Plain Sight, these items are not as they appear, but rather knives in creative disguises. Under poorly worded law, it says that the infamous CIA letter opener is an undetectable knife commonly seen for sale at gun and knife shows, but no further details about this specific knife. Realistically speaking, no operative would like to have tailor-made equipment on them, even for self-defense, since it can betray their affiliation. Most likely they'll be using what's available to them from the local market. On the other hand, it's not unheard of for spy agencies to design specific weapons, especially in the past that magnetometers were the primary technology to detect weapons. A non-magnetic, non-metallic and non-absorbent knife could easily bypass those security measures. Note though that today, although magnetometers are still commonly used, more advanced detection technologies like body scans, 3D scanners and so on are replacing them, and those could discover a knife like this. We looked at the CIA's online archive, our spy library, and other publicly available information to find references, but we were unable to find any references that confirm the issuing or use of such a knife by CIA operatives. This, of course, doesn't say a lot, since those documents could still be classified. We might have been searching using the wrong terms, it could be a small project with no significant paper trail and so on. But more on the practical side, could a knife like that have a practical use today? The answer is, it depends. If the target has older detection technologies and there is a need for a knife, it could potentially work. But then the question is this the best design for this mission? Indeed, its material properties could help an operative bypass some security controls. But what is the intended use? Knife making is an incredible craft, and, for example, having a serrated blade in a self-defense knife isn't very useful or practical. In conclusion, could CIA have designed something like that a few decades ago? Absolutely. Were we able to find any evidence proving that? Unfortunately, no. And most importantly, is it worth having it in your collection? We leave this for you to decide. It's apparently not an original one, assuming CIA indeed had those at some point, but if that proves to be real in the future, it could be a nice reproduction of a historical artifact. If you have any more information about the potential issuing and use of such a knife by CIA, please let us know in the comments below. In the meantime, this knife is a practical demonstration that any time a security technology is established, spies will try to find means to bypass it. So always remember that nothing is as it seems.